Well, good morning. Let's go ahead and stand up and we'll shake those hands around you as we sing.
Good morning. Good to see you all here this morning. We're going to read from the Word of God from Ephesians chapter 4, 25 through 27. Therefore, laying aside falsehood, speak truth, each one of you with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Be angry and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. We're so glad to have you. Happy Father's Day to all of you guys to whom that is appropriate. We're blessed to have you with us today. Nick?
This guy. Hey, welcome to Little Cypress Baptist Church. How's everybody doing this morning? All right. We're so glad that you're here this morning. Just want to make sure that you grab a Cypress Heart this morning. There's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of things that you want to be able to see, and I just want to highlight a handful of those things this morning for you. You'll see there's a couple inserts in there in addition to the sermon notes page and the worship guide this morning, and so we want to talk about those very briefly. On one of them, it's a double-sided kind of deal. One of them has some stuff about security information. If you have questions about the security team, why it's happening, what's happening, all that kind of stuff, there are some packets, a big old stack of packets of paper over there for you to be able to grab that and kind of find out the basis for that, why we do it, how we do it, and all those kinds of things. And so I'm going to fail at explaining it, so I'll just let you go grab the paper and you can read it. On the other side of it, we have been presented with an opportunity to start something here in Orange called Trail Life and American Heritage Girls. You can read about that again. I'm bad at explaining, so you can read that. And if you are interested in leading that, participating in that, or whatever, you can see Brother David so that we can kind of try to figure out the direction to head towards that. Also, you'll see inside of your Cypress Heart this little envelope, and this is about mission dignity. Mission dignity is just a ministry, basically, that allows us as churches to help take care of retired pastors and ministers who didn't have the annuity board or Godstone or anything like that when they were serving in churches, and so they don't have a retirement. So that's just a way that we can continue to bless the men who have led us and their families who have led us in the past. And so those are two very important inserts. So that one is actually Mission Dignity Sunday is next Sunday. And so we're putting this in there so that you can begin to pray now about how the Lord would have you give towards that offering. And so more information on that inside. You'll also see inside of the Cypress Heart that next week is the big church picnic. We will have it here at the church following the service. And so we want you to bring some food. If you had pulled a tag off of the last poster board, if you can remember that, or if you just want to make something up, we're having hamburgers and hot dogs. We'll just go ahead and say that. So church picnic next week. So bring food, bring some games that you might want to play, washers, cornhole, stuff like that we can kind of play and have a good time with. The big thing is stay a lot. Just come plan to stay and have fun for a while, fellowship with one another. And then in conjunction with that, next Sunday, we will have a pounding for the Strebeck family, and so we all kind of know what that means. Let's bring them some groceries and different things that you would like to stock your pantry with. Anything specific y'all don't eat? Mark really likes vegetables. About as much as me and David do.
Bro, watch out now.
And so just we want to be able to bless them in that way. Canned over in tomatoes. I tell you, somebody brought us a jar of homemade peach jelly jam or whatever, and that was probably some of the biggest fights that Kelly and I had within the first couple months of our marriage, was who was going to get to eat that. So I'm just saying, it's a blessing. All right, so that's next week. I also see in there just a thank you from me, from those of us that participated in Vacation Bible School. And I just want to stop for a minute and say thank you all so much. If you helped clean, if you helped teach, if you helped put things back together, if you prayed, if you provided food, whatever, if you did anything at Vacation Bible School, I just want to say thank you so much. I got home earlier this year on Friday night than I've ever got home on a Friday night from Vacation Bible School. So I just thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without all of your help. So there's that, and then a couple more things, and then I will be done. You'll see there is another write-up about men's breakfast. The first Saturday, which is July the 7th, if I remember correctly, in July. It's a church-wide thing, just to kind of talk about Independence Day, and there's going to be a flag retirement ceremony, and so the whole church is invited out for that 8 o'clock, July the 7th, that morning, and come eat some breakfast. And then last but definitely not least, there's the tear-out portion inside of your Cypress Heart. If you want to eat with us on Wednesday night, fill that out, tear it off, put it in the offering plate when it comes by, or if you are a guest this morning, or if you want more information about the church, or you just have some kind of question or whatever, there's the other side of that. You can fill that out, tear it off, put it in the offering plate when it comes by as well. So once again, welcome, and I'm going to turn it over to Mark.
Now, there is a rumor that I don't eat anything green. That's not exactly true. Bluebell mint chip ice cream. It's green, right? Okay, I see some hands there, yes. We had a great week at Bible school. It's always a tiring week, but great. So that was my first experience here at Little Cypress, and just had a great time. Got to play with some little kids that come back my level, so that kind of worked out real well. But let us just think about all the reasons today we have to say, bless the Lord. Fathers, we can say, bless the Lord for you. But it also works for our children. We're thankful for our children. So let us stand as we sing 2,000 Rhythms. Here we go. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, worship Your reasons we can say that phrase, but He is our foundation, He is our cornerstone. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' love and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Sing that again. My hope is built. Ready? My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Christ alone, cornerstone, we made strong in the Savior's love through the storm. He is Lord, Lord of all. When darkness seems to hide His face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high and soaring hill, my anchor holds within the veil. My anchor holds within the veil. Christ alone, cornerstone, we made strong in the Savior's love through the storm. He is Lord, Lord of all. He is Lord, Lord of all. Christ alone, cornerstone, we made strong in the Savior's love through the storm. He is Lord, Lord of all. When He shall come with trumpet sound, oh, may I then in Him be found, dressed in His righteousness alone, for us to stand before the throne. Christ alone.